Oh, the funs of sound mixing.
I freaking alright. I really unironically do love OBS. OBS is fantastic. I'm now that I'm finally bothering to learn computer stuff. I should be live streaming to you, shouldn't I?
That would be helpful, yeah.
Perhaps. Hello.
You like where
Give
I
me a
had
second.
you load in?
You did, yeah. I do want a second to appreciate this. I just hit my fucking microphone. I'm trying to get. Look at the camera, please. Here we go.
You could also switch to walking mode to have a little more control if you
I
need to.
I forgot that was even a thing. Welcome to what I guess is the first account review on this channel, if I end up doing more. The subject of today's ridicule will be a good friend of mine, actually, for a while. A simulator here. Sorry, if I was interrupting you, you can keep talking.
Oh, I was just saying hi.
So the thing that I know this account most for, and the thing that I kind of wanted to bring up first, was how do I want to introduce this? How many of your characters are triple crowned?
There are 6 total. Those first 4, and then Nahida and Dea.
So we have right now 6 triple crowns, and how many are planned?
2 more, Kokomi and Shenhe.
So this is actually one of the first things that I mentioned to him, but I just have to respect the dedication and grind because this is not how you should be building your characters. If you want to progress your account in any meaningful amount of time, you do want to look into your characters and figure out what talents you actually want to level, because you do get minimal value from, not Arlecchino, I don't know why I stopped on her, but someone like Raiden and to an extent Shilanen, they don't get a ton from leveling their normal attacks, and I would especially say that they're not worth the crown. But of course, I'm irritating, so Assimilator already knows this, and he has decided to go forth with it anyways, because he just likes these characters so much. And while a triple crown is something that I don't think I see myself doing, I always have to respect the players who do it anyways.
Raiden specifically was my first 5-star. And she kind of carried me through the entirety of the Archon quest, which at the time went up to the end of Fontaine. Some investment into her normals did probably help a little bit with that, at least, but it's not exactly like the Archon quest is designed to be challenging content.
And that just goes to show that depending on the situation, you actually can get value out of leveling normal attacks that you wouldn't normally. I mean, I don't want to talk about myself too much, but the whole reason why I can't rail on people for doing shit like this is I do shit like this. I don't do triple crowns, but I guess the stupidest one that I have is I crowned Mika's skill because the skill or the talent scaling is what. Do you have Mika?
I do. I haven't leveled them, but
That's
they
fine.
exist.
I can still show it off. The talent level is responsible for the attack speed buff that he gives. And I wanted to have an even 25% attack speed boost, and you can only get that by crowning his skill and then getting him to C5. I do stupid shit. I can't, get mad at people for doing stupid shit because at the end of the day, this is an easy game and there's a lot of different ways to beat it. So, fuck it. Crown your Raiden's normals. Has it caught on? I don't know if I should make this more obvious. I censor myself with Risley's combat noises, like the grunts he makes when he punches people.
I haven't noticed that in the few videos I've seen. I'll watch for it now.
Okay. I might start popping up little sticker pictures of him whenever I do it. So now that that is out of the way, I want to look at just a few of your built characters overall. She's a triple crown, so not much to say on there. Do you have any constellations? Oh.
I have Raiden C1, and I have Dea, I think C2? Could be wrong on that.
Okay. Dea C1.
C1. Besides those 2, I think the only constellations I have are 4 stars.
Oh, wait, is this... this might be something you want to invest in.
The reason she's not level 1 is because I'm aware of that.
Do you really hate her that much? Oh my god, she's friendship 1.
If not for the fact that she was so meta defining. I would leave her at level 1, not because I hate her, but just because I don't really see anything interesting about her or her kit.
It's one of those things that does reveal how interesting it is over time. I kind of do think it's really cool how they intentionally balanced it so that basically all her abilities are useless except for her burst. And she has a very hard time getting her burst up, but her burst is fucking insane. But she does definitely get boring, and she's a little hard to use. So I can understand that. I shouldn't say she's hard to use. I should say that she's hard to slot into teams. You have to account for her a lot.
Yeah, I don't really know much about her.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like, if I knew nothing about meta stuff, I would never think to invest in her.
This is also actually maybe something that I want to talk about, especially if you don't quite understand what you're doing. Xiangling isn't necessarily a good investment. As a character who snapshots, do you even know what snapshotting is, to be clear?
Nope.
As a character who snapshots and gains a lot of her damage from snapshotting, people who don't understand things like that just can't fully utilize Xiangling and shouldn't necessarily dump everything into her at this moment. I will say that she is worth learning about, but right now you do have enough strong options that I definitely think I'm going to be able to work with them in Abyss. Spoiler alert, I'm going to be trying Abyss. And especially, actually, kind of spoiler territory, not that Mawika is going to be a Xiangling replacement in all teams, but she is going to be a reasonable side grade in a lot of situations. So if you plan on getting her, which I think you are,
Yep.
That's something actually I overlooked in my Mawika video, is that she's mostly bad for people who already have a lot of pyro units built, which is me because I've been playing for 4 years. But for people like this, who don't have their Xiangling built, who don't have Yanfei, even though you don't really have to build Yanfei, I just like her. People who don't have Toma or Xinyan even, Mawika can definitely be valuable, and in that case, Xiangling becomes less valuable. You should build, you don't have to build Sucrose because you have Kazuha and there are other options now.
Well, I want to.
Yeah, alright, okay. If you want to, then I won't stop you because Sucrose is really, really good, but if you're looking to save resources...
When
Go
you
ahead.
look at the characters that I have, aside from the starters and Yanfei, who got levels incidentally from me using her in the overworld for some reason, everyone that is above level 1, I do have some interest in developing to a degree. Actually, no,
Okay.
Kachina probably not so much. She was the first new 4-star that I got, and I was like, oh, I'll get her for her utility, and I'll build her up, and I'll use her for all the new night mechanics. And then I got Shalona, and I'm like, well, no, I don't need to.
Yeah, I think that's probably what happened with a lot of people.
The ones that are of highest interest for me to build are Chaska, Sucrose, and Kuki.
Okay. Alright. Those are looking like the objectively correct options. Yeah, Chaska is just good. She's just flat out good.
Do you remember me telling you about my plan for her specifically?
I do, but you should tell the viewers for yourself.
I originally had a methodology of like, well, for characters that I would like, I'll commit 40 pulls to. And if I get them, great. If I don't, oh well. It's 40 less pulls I have to get on the next character. I wanted to get Zhongli specifically to help Arlecchino. I eventually decided that, you know what, I want Chaska more than I want Zhongli because I really want Shenhe. And I don't have a lot of cryo units to buff. But maybe I could try doing a Chaska Shenhe freeze team.
Which, the funny thing is, I think I was being a bit of a hater. I was saying, oh, you could do that, but I don't think it would be that good. But Shenhe Freeze is actually turning out to be one of Chaska's better teams. So look at you, little theory crafter. I want to look at, so your main interest, Chaska, yeah, that's always good investment. Shenhe Freeze, obviously you wouldn't need Auron for that, but
I'm also willing to explore other team comps with her. That's just
Okay.
like that was the motivation that made me say I am more willing to miss out on Zhongli than Chaska.
this actually is another situation where even though Auron is a pretty good unit. And oh my god, you got C4? I forgot about that. I'm so jealous of you.
Yep.
Because you might be able
Not
to
opposed to it.
you might be able to snag C6 on an upcoming banner. I don't know how soon they'll rerun him. I'm not gonna get your hopes up.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. It's just, you know, somewhat low priority.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it should be, because especially if you're planning to pull Lali, she might be a better option in Shenhe Freeze Chaska teams. I don't know exactly how that would work out. It might be harder for her to proc the artifact set. Oh, you don't even have them equipped. Who is someone? This one. What? This is,
I have a
okay.
2-2.
Do you usually have this setup on Shilin, the two-piece?
The reason I have two-piece is because I didn't have better options on the goblet and feather for her.
Okay, well,
so until I get better options that match the set, I'm just keeping the higher stats.
that's the thing, is it doesn't matter. The set bonus is way too important. I can't even like point it out in any succinct way because they write this like a fucking ancient riddle. Yeah. Like what is this? What am I looking at here?
Cross-reference every single word.
Literally. What this set does in essence is whenever you trigger a reaction, you get a 40% damage bonus of both the elements that contribute to that reaction to the entire team. So Shilinen, if she triggers a crystallize, depending on what element, pyro, cryo, hydro, electro, she's going to grant a damage bonus of 40% geo and 40% of that element to the entire team. Which that, when stacked with her res shred, which comes from leveling her talent or her skill, you know what I mean? Both of those things together are what make her buffs so potent. The set is what matters most to Shilinen. Like the main stats, basically, not that they don't matter, they only matter for her healing.
Which is not the main reason you want her.
Yeah, it's just like a side fun reason. And usually, especially because you have her skill crowned, your healing is not going to be lacking even with a bad build that has a weird main stats. So I think you can totally afford to go for the wrong main stat right now, just because this thing has pretty chunky substats. This might be the theme of the video, but I would go in that domain to farm a little bit and look for some better main stats. Not necessarily a high priority for your damage, but
it might be something that's nice to do anyways, kind of a thing. Also, just generally farming more artifacts is probably a good thing. As you're aware, the majority of my resin has gone into triple crowning.
I guess I can just look at the other two to see if they're at least on the right. Okay, well that, maybe I want to take a moment to look at this. Why are you on 5-piece?
I think it's because I just farmed so much of that domain for so many characters. And for Raiden, I haven't touched her since like February. And up to that time, the only artifact domain that I like actually farmed was Emblem.
I'm gonna check through all of these, see which one. This is, I like that crit rate, energy recharge. It would have been nice if it got a few rolls, but these two guys are not doing you much good. I sort of like my even traditional Raiden builds to have a little bit of EM to help with reaction damage, so that's decent. Has some energy recharge. But you could probably, this one might be the one we replace, depending. A little bit of EM again is good.
Double def hurts.
Yeah, this one definitely hurts. And also, what were you on? Catch, yeah. Okay, so this is a context. This is a context where I actually do like an attack goblet because you are getting a lot of damage percent from, she converts energy recharge to electro damage bonus, and she gets some from her artifact set, increases burst damage bonus, and she also gets a little bit from the weapon burst damage bonus. I do like attack goblets sometimes, so we can stick with this, especially because it does have some nice substats. You definitely can work on these because while the substats, I would say they're serviceable. This one is actually pretty good. This is actually kind of the type of circlets that I'm still working with. Hello! That's nice. That's chunky. We like that. Do you mind if I swap artifacts around much?
I don't mind too bad, especially if it's for characters like Nouvelette, which I'm not really wanting to build anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna check for double crits at the moment. I might have to end up stealing this. This is very nice over, especially over what you currently have.
Yeah, that's fine.
God.
I'm gonna keep farming for Chaska and get her better stuff anyways. So.
Okay. I'm an advocate of VV Chaska, but if you want to use Codex, fine. Whatever. I checked out, but I didn't look at your other pieces, so I'm already sort of leaning towards this one. I haven't even... Why? Hello?
I will not feel bad if you
Hello?
want to steal from Barbara at all.
Alright, yeah. Barbara doesn't get to keep that one. This is maybe not looking like a great crit ratio. We get a little bit extra from the catch. 43 is still not enough. We might want to swap over to... Okay, well, we don't have a crit rate circlet. That would... I like what this looks like, though. Attack percent and EM are not things you want to ignore. There we go. Ooh! That's actually probably the best. Maybe not the best it could be. That's not good. I think we're still taking it to level 20 just for the main stat, because getting this much crit rate is very, very good. Are you fine with using up the juices?
Use them.
Whee.
I'll get more.
Okay, that's not bad. I like this. I like this. You could definitely look for an upgrade, but these are not unusable substats. That is not bad at all.
That's an improvement. I don't even remember what the crit damage and crit rate used to be, but...
You gotta hit your 1-to-2 ratio. We already sort of looked at... What do we want? Fav Sword. I haven't looked at your weapons at all. I am a serial Fav refiner, so I admit that I think you could afford to refine one of these. I think 3 is a decent amount, but maybe I'm just a spoiled brat baby who doesn't like to use Fav weapons below R3.
The advice I've gotten from another friend was to just stockpile Fav weapons because a lot of characters use them.
It definitely does not hurt to keep these Favs, and I say go whatever way you really want with them, but I just think 3 is a good amount. That's usually as much as you'll ever need. I get by with just 2 Fav swords.
I would not be hurt if you think a refinement on a Fav would make a significant difference to consolidate the ones that are still level 1.
I only see the one extra that I would do here, but I think I'm going to leave this up to you, because I do not feel comfortable refining someone's Favs. That is a big decision. I guess I can look at the Arle artifacts, because you did want me to check these out. That's gorgeous. Okay, yeah, I don't have anything to say about that. That could definitely use some work. I don't know, do you usually play Arlecchino with Bennett?
I haven't. I'm open to it.
Okay. Bennett, I mean, he's not necessary to Arla teams, but he's definitely nice. He's a pretty good asset, because where is it, this one? Yeah. She gets a ton of damage resist for stacking attack, so the big attack buff that Bennett gives also increases the damage that Arlecchino can take while on field. The main thing I just wanted to say about that combo is that it definitely makes attack percent substats less valuable, so you can very easily upgrade this feather.
Okay, so the teams I ran for this Abyss, I did pair Bennett with Arlecchino.
Okay, sick.
Oh wait, I didn't for floor 12. Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
I did for floor 10, but not for floor 12.
Drop a screenshot. I want to see your teams.
I am sure I had a reason, but probably not the best reason.
Wait, what happened on the last floor there?
Though I think I tried an attempt, and the first attempt I did not complete Chamber 3, and so I did it later with Kazuha for extra shred, and that helped me finish it.
I don't think Kazuha would do you actually much good there. I'm surprised you couldn't clear with Dea, but you could with Kazuha.
It might have been that Raiden turned out to be more impactful than Yellen in that scenario.
Is that Tulpa? Am I losing my mind? The big like blob of water boss that's immune to Hydro.
Yeah, that would explain why I pulled Yellen away.
I guess I can pull up the VV set here. It works a little clunkily, and this is why Shilinen is such a big, I guess, asset. The 4-piece effect is that it reduces elemental resistance of the element that you swirled. So you have to have whatever element already on the enemy.
I have to make sure that it's Pyro that gets swirled and not Electro.
Yeah, but on the Tulpa specifically, who is always Hydro infused, you can't get anything but a Hydro Res Shred, and because he's immune to Hydro, that obviously doesn't matter. So, big things about Arlecchino. This is a pretty good circlet. You generally want crit circlets, just because you can't get crit in many other places. The other thing about Arlecchino, especially because you've spent a decent amount of time building units, you might have some oh wait, it's recommended. Oh yeah, it seems like you have a few gladiator pieces. We can look through these because this set is basically the same as his signature set. So
what's the difference between these two, so I understand that?
Well, I guess mathematically, you could just like look at it number for number, because the 2-piece bonus is both at 18% attack, so that's the same. This is, she gets 18% increased damage bonus, max 3 stacks. So what is that?
That's potentially 54%.
Yes, I assume your math is right. You're good at math. And this is 35% damage for your normal attacks if you use a claymore sword or polearm. It's what, like 15-ish% reduction in the damage percent bonus you get.
It's substantial, but it's not the end of the world, is what you're getting at.
Well, the thing is, it's not really substantial, because this damage bonus, the 46% damage bonus, this is like, that's all calculated the same. When you look at the set bonuses and you see, oh, there's a difference in, like, this is 50, what did you say the number was? I already forgot.
54.
This is 54% damage bonus, and this is 35% damage bonus. Oh, I'm getting an overall, I don't know the number.
It's 19.
19, all right, thank you for doing that. That's not an overall 19% reduction in damage. That's just a 19% reduction to your damage bonus stat, which can also be contributed to by things like this. In reality, it's more like an 8% or something bonus, which is a lot less significant. So in that case, it is really down to, I like this one, the substats of your artifacts to which set is better. Because mathematically, you know, your gladiator substats just have to be good enough that they're worth 19% more damage bonus. Do you know if she ascends with crit rate or damage?
You mean like what she scales with? I believe she scales with HP. I could be wrong.
No, she only scales with attack.
Oh, okay. So I'm wrong.
I mean, it's good, yeah.
I may have removed your ability to bookmark because I have like the artifact auto lock on.
Okay. Oh, hello.
And I
Look
think
at all
normally,
you.
I think normally people bookmark with locking it.
I don't know how much time I want to spend digging through these artifacts, so for now I will just take this one. What is this guy? Yeah, that is definitely worth throwing away. Prey? Alright, well, it definitely could have gone better. Having the main stat and the substats to start with, like, I think that was already a good enough upgrade. And you already, oh wait, and you have an onset goblet. That's actually very, very big.
Yeah, for goblet, I just focused on the pyro damage, and it happens to be gladiator where I had that.
Fantastic.
So I let that be my out of set. Now it's in set. So.
Now it's in set. Look at that. Do I have permission to throw this away? Because I genuinely think that even at level 0, this is a better artifact.
Go for it.
Alright. It's
a little bit of crit.
Still not the best. This has given us a nice chunk of crit rate, and that's not going to be easy to lose. Oh, also I still have this. So
yeah, where is she after that?
That is looking nice. Alright, I like that. That's already looking pretty decent. Hell yeah!
Oh,
more crit damage. Let's check
how's
that.
the stat line looking?
Okay, she's a little lacking on the crit rate.
But that is some chunky damage.
I'm a little tempted to roll this, but I feel like it won't be good if I touch it. Should I do it? Should I take it to 20?
Just do it.
Okay, that's fine. We still got the flat attack, so that's something. You definitely want to look for more crit damage pieces, or crit rate pieces. My bad. Yes. Seen a big upgrade on crit damage. Your main stats are now looking right. And you also have a few more upgrades left to go.
Compared to when I was on the other set, the crit rate is significantly better.
Is that, yeah, those are the main three that I really wanted to look at there, which is good because that took a long ass time.
Did we address the shift from battery to hyper carry with Raiden?
We did not. Thank you for actually reminding me about that.
Raiden, as we had her, as I have left her untouched since February, I went just crazy on the energy recharge because it was like, oh, energy recharge converts into attack, and energy recharge is what she scales with, and energy recharge is what makes her battery function properly. So my entire mindset was just energy recharge and nothing else. I wonder, if it's worth pulling back on the energy recharge to invest more into her crit specifically.
For the time that she came out, she did pretty okay damage, but especially as newer units are coming out, and I don't really want to say power creep, but there is a level of power creep that's coming into Genshin. When did she come out? Version 2.1? She has 2.1 scalings. She's not doing a ton of damage. She has a combination of being a decent on-fielder that can do some damage. She can do a little bit of off-field electro and cause some reactions to happen. And when she's on-field, she refunds the energy of the rest of your team. The only way to kind of make her damage remarkable is to get her C2. I don't want to really be saying go for cons. She wasn't designed to be a hypercarry unit. She was designed as a sort of utility weird driver type of thing. I was gonna flatly recommend against it before I saw that you already had C1, but since you already have C1, because C1 frankly is not that good, if you are really inclined to make Raiden into a hyper carry, you can do that.
Yeah, I probably will, unless somehow she gets another rerun before Shenhe, and I'm still wanting to save for Shenhe. I'll probably go for her C2.
You know what? It's possible. I will not say that it's impossible.
Release my girl! I think the conclusion that we've arrived at is to not lean too hard into trying to make Raiden a hyper carry yet until I get her C2.
Definitely. And also, what is your Sara at? Yeah, C6 Sara could definitely help. I could totally be wrong, and she totally could have gotten power crept by other new supports, but last time I checked, Sara was still good for Raiden. But I want to now, I don't think I have too much else to go over. I could bully your exploration, except it's pretty good in Inazuma, which is what matters most, because Inazuma is the best region for exploration.
Bully my Mondstadt and Leeway, why don't you, huh?
I can bully Leeway a little bit. What is this?
A little bit.
80%? What is going on over here? It's Abyss time. It's freaking Abyss time. Because I think I can definitely clear with this account. I don't have Arlecchino and have barely freaking used her, so you might have to have a little patience with me.
Are you gonna bully my lack of presets?
Oh wait, yeah, I was gonna ask, do you have any presets? No, you do not.
And it's not like I can use the presets in the Abyss. It still kind of makes me pick from the roster. So I saw less point to it,
Yeah, everyone should write a complaint to Hoyo, submit feedback, and then say, please let me use my team loadouts in Abyss. What is Abyss? It is Tulpa on that one side. I think I have an idea. All right. I'm gonna stop thinking and start executing. I guess I should use Bennett for this team.
I will warn you, if you want to use Jane, her artifacts most likely are not the best. Also, Yaimiko and Chevruz are going to have similar problems.
Okay. Alright, that's fine. We can work with this.
You look on my account, just be ready to see some weird stuff outside of my main 6 or 7 characters.
God, this is funky. Oh yeah, let's work on that. You're on the right stuff. That's not ideal, but the
Hydro boost.
this is good. All right, we like that. This is something that you want to move. So, do you know really much about Bennett's stats?
I know that he scales with attack, but it's his attack main stat as opposed to what your artifact could give you.
Yes. So, actually, this is a good point because I'm gonna steal this. This is Bennett's new best free-to-play slot. This is the weapon that I still use on my Bennett because it has the higher base attack, so your buff will be larger.
The only reason is because I was still using Dendro Traveler at the time. I was essentially trying to make 2 Hyper Bloom teams to get me through Abyss. I was using Dendro Traveler as my Dendro for the second team compared to Nahida.
The thing is, Abyss actually recently got a buff, so all the enemies they have more HP now. Hyper Bloom was never really like the only thing that you should be doing when you're going through the Abyss. It's sort of like a supplemental thing. It is a very easy way to make the damage of an existing team a lot better, especially now that the HP is higher. Hyper Bloom shouldn't be the only thing that you're doing. It should be one of the things that you're doing. Do I have anything to work with down here? Electro damage bonus, please.
You want to filter by electro damage?
You know what? You're right. You are so right. Oh wait, this is nice. This is nice. Hello. Let's see. Permission.
Oh, let's see. Which one is... Isn't this the one that used to be on Arlecchino? And it's got double crit.
It does, but for a DPS set, you generally want to have crit main stat.
Alright, fair enough.
Okay.
I'm comfortable with you tossing it.
I think that's nice. Actually, wait, yeah, hell yeah, that is nice. Very good. We like that. Hello. Double crit attack piece. Beautiful. And do you mind if I take Barbara's? Because I saw
for it.
Okay. 15% crit rate. Never mind. That can be an off piece. All right. She can have that. I'll take her feather in that case because that is not a good off piece. All right, and I think that's all good. And I can look for a better feather, it looks like, but there might not be a better feather. Crit damage, crit rate, elemental mastery is crazy, especially on Deepwood. But this is definitely something, I don't know if we really want to level it up right now to continue looking through stuff.
We don't have a lot to level it up with anymore.
I legitimately might just level this one right now for the crit rate substat, even if you're using it on characters that don't use the HP. I think this is very, very powerful on its own. I want to clean this up because Jean is going to be useful if we put her on VV. Okay, cool. Your VV stuff is looking interesting. All right. Yeah, this is maybe something else that needs work. It's just all your artifacts. You have your sets, but you haven't farmed the domains. You haven't gotten the right main stats on a lot of characters. This one I might just equip and keep it level 0 because of the crit rate and the energy recharge. Do you have any other stuff?
I can confidently say that anything that Lynette has had no more than one neuron apply some thought to.
I would maybe want to get a few energy recharge sands so characters like Lynette and Jean can use their burst more frequently.
In the few times I have tried to use Lynette, that has definitely been a pain point, is the energy recharge.
Yeah.
Did you have Shilonen in your 2 teams that you drafted, or no?
I do not. I actually, you know what? That's a good point. I am going to replace Jean with Shilonen because I think she's actually going to be a little bit better in this team. This is an off piece, so
yeah, it would be kind of funny to not use her in the Abyss after talking about her so much, right?
Of course. Thank you for catching that. I'm a bit of a fool. I think this will be pretty good. It's Shilonen, and she'll definitely heal in. Okay, yeah, she is 2300. I think that's everyone on the right stuff. I can pick an off piece for Farina. I'll equip this, and we will go level it with a few artifacts that I farm. Okay, so this might be a little more scuffed than I thought, but I think it's good. I think it's good. I think I have a lot to work with here.
Key that your brain can pick up on and say, okay, this was better than before.
Indeed.
Nothing like that in Genshin.
Also, look at that. Depending on how I play on this side, I think I might get the 3-star right off the bat. Oh, I was supposed to do this first, right?
Generally, yeah. Lead with Arlecchino burst and Arlecchino skill, then do your rotation, and then...
You're not dead? Thank you. I don't really know how to play these characters, which is partially contributing to it.
It is showing. You're not popping Arlecchino's mark as often as you could, and you're also sucking it up right away instead of laying it.
You're right. You're right. I'm supposed to let it cook. I'm just gonna restart this floor. Who would have guessed that I'm much more comfortable with the team that has units that I own?
Who would have thought? Couldn't be me.
The second team should be good enough to clear in a reasonable amount of time if I don't play like a complete moron.
Well, you're about to get your skill back, so pop the flowers as you can.
Did I miss?
Your rotation.
That's the thing that can happen.
Oh.
That is the thing that can happen with this guy. I forgot. He does the teleport right away, so if you whiff with your Arlecchino skill, you just have to start over.
You just become a wet noodle.
I love how the only issue that I'm having clearing on this account is a fucking skill issue. Is she not? She's dead. She is dead. Oh my god, I didn't consider this. I did not consider that I was fucking bad at the game.
One little tip with Arlecchino is that I generally, like, whenever there's some big attack coming, I try and keep Arlecchino off field and let my other characters take the hits.
You know what? Now that you say it, I sort of realize that sort of should be a dual carry team anyways because of how much time Yaimiko takes up. So I should be using Yaimiko as my meat shield. This time, success.
Fourth time's a charm.
Easy. Look, literally easy. Fourth time is the charm. Kill it. Thank you.
That was the easy chamber.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, that was the easy chamber. I am going to suffer against Tulpa. She's silly. Yeah, that's what counts. What? Did you know that every character has a small chance to gain energy when doing a normal attack?
I had no idea.
Well, you just saw it right there. I gained my burst from doing normal attacks on Farina. I forgot about this chamber. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Because I think Yaimiko can still handle it. Do it. Do it, please.
This chamber was my bane when I was doing this by myself because I always had to wait for him to curl his tail down far enough for me to reach it, or just rely on Yellen shooting at it. But then I get to Yellen with Talupa and I can't use her.
Alright, you know, this guy might foil my plans because I forgot about him. I think I'm gonna leave for now on this one. The thing about him is you can down him easily if you shoot his engines with bow character. This Abyss, it's especially annoying with the requirements because Farina is a character who can also knock it down, but obviously she is immune to Chalupa. You know what I think I might do is I might run this one through and just not get 3 stars on chamber 2. Can I knock you down in any sort of reasonable way? You see my tactic there? It was to specifically swap onto Arlecchino to take damage. Let's see me get kicked out. Okay. The thing is, if it wasn't this Abyss, I totally think this would be an easy clear. Abyss gets really, really rough right before a new region comes out and right before a new year every time. Who knows? Actually, next cycle might be... Actually, next cycle I think is a lot harder, but the cycle after that might be an easy 36 star for you. We're going to be doing all this, and then we're going to get to Tulpa. Yeah, gonna get some, and I'm still not gonna be able to clear because that dude is very, very rough. Okay. Alright, there we are. I played that kind of badly, but I don't really think it matters because this guy's very, very easy.
I honestly ignore the alligator when I fight him and just kill him.
Well, that's the thing. You actually sort of can because the alligator will go towards him at some point anyways. But once you kill the alligator, he does this. He falls to the ground, his resistances get really, really low. I think he also takes damage when you kill the gator. That's something. Alright, that was a pretty... Okay, that was a pretty decent attempt. I'm gonna give it one more shot, I think. What? This is what I was talking about. I lied, one more shot. If I can do one without dying, but I promise this is gonna be the last one because I am getting tired. Alright, I'm locked in. Come on. Please. You know what, I'm just gonna do that. I'm not doing it. Ugh. Freak. Oh, I definitely think if I were a better Arlecchino player. I definitely think if I were a better Arlecchino player, I could do that.
You completed it.
Yeah, I completed it, and I think... How many seconds was I off even? Not very many.
And you completed it with 1 more star than I did on my previous attempt.
Gorgeous. That's a whole, like, 50 primos, I think. That's one marker that we're over, and I definitely think that in an abyss that isn't this rough and specific, you could definitely get all 36 stars. The main thing that is kind of hurting you, especially in this abyss, is that you haven't built out very much, like you said. Once you look away from the few characters, the few main characters here, everyone else is left with a bit of...
Whatever is available.
Yeah, just something.
I mean, I don't have the Triple Crown agenda anymore, so I can play like a normal person.
Yeah, alright, that'll be a big weight off your shoulders, because Jesus Christ, do crowns take a lot. This abyss is a particularly rough one, and your account is decently enough built out, and it could probably handle any regular abyss, but I think what's stopping you from being able to clear harder abysses like this one is investing into some of these crazier 5 stars. And like I mentioned before, Mawika can potentially replace someone like Xiangling, but I also just am of the philosophy that more options are always better, and Xiangling is fucking stupid in this abyss without going over it too much. I think that's it from me. Do you have anything else you want to...
I think we covered the main points. Yeah.
Hi there, this is Editing Meets. Thank you for watching this video, and also thank you guys for blowing up my Hazo video. There are a few more 101s on the way, and after I get my feet under me, I might start letting you guys vote on who you want to see. As for account reviews, thank you again to Assimilator for letting me log onto your account and do this. And if this one does well, then I might start doing viewer account reviews. Once again, thank you guys for watching. If you like this one, you can leave a like. If you like me, you can subscribe, and I hope you have a lovely day.